Hello and welcome to Sikkim Chronicle. I'm Tej Chingtham. So अहिले म माझीटार इस्ट सिक्किम स्थित सिक्किम नेपाल इन्स्टिट्युट अफ टेक्नोलोजीमा छु र कहाँ छु भन्दाखेरि राइट नाउ इन फ्रन्ट अफ द सिक्किम्स फर्स्ट इन्क्युबेसन सेन्टर which is known as AIC Sikkim Manipal University Technology and Business Incubation Foundation. र Incubation Center अथवा Incubation Foundation जहाँनिर म अहिले उभिएको छु. When you talk about entrepreneurship in the state of Sikkim, र जब हामी entrepreneurship को कुरा गर्छौं सिक्किममा, we still feel that सिक्किमको entrepreneurs are still in the fundamental and the basic level. र त्यो basic level बाट यसलाई next level मा लानको निम्ति सिक्किममा incubation center को एकदमै आवश्यकता थियो र छ पनि. त्यसै क्रममा it is quite a historic, I'd say. Maybe the term might be very cliche, but it's historic because Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology मा एउटा नयाँ, the first of its kind, the first ever incubation center स्थित भइसकेको छ, which will be inaugurated shortly. र यो incubation center will कहीँ न कहीँ गएर it's going to profit our young entrepreneurs in the state of Sikkim. र त्यसै क्रममा to highlight more about this incubation center, the first of its kind in the state of Sikkim, with me right now is the CEO, in fact, the CEO of the Incubation Center of AIC-SMUTBI Technology and Business Incubation Foundation, Dr. Tej with me. First of all, Dr. Tej, welcome to Sikkim Chronicle and congratulations.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Yogan. It's been an honor to have you here with us today. Thank you.
So, see, as I've already mentioned, it is the first ever incubation center in the state, and what an honor that SMIT has it right now. So, entrepreneurship in the state of Sikkim, let's link up with incubation center, because it's going to definitely benefit our entrepreneurs. So, still in the fundamental basic level ma hamro entrepreneurs haru cha, and this incubation center that you have built up here is going to profit our young entrepreneurs. So, how is it going to profit, and then we can look around how it really looks actually.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to say that we are at a very nascent stage of what you call entrepreneurial journey, if you look at it, because a lot of young people have certainly started showing interest, and there are a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs that has come in the past 2 to 3 years, which we have been seeing it. And fortunately, with the kind of support the government is giving in, I feel and I believe that we have a lot of potential. And I think by exploiting this potential, probably we should be able to grow very well, and we should be able to join the mainstream Indian ecosystem very soon. That is one thing that I would like to put on record and place on record here. The next thing is like there are a lot of new ideas, as well as there are a lot of things that is very fundamental and very, very exclusive to this region. And these problems can be resolved only by the entrepreneurs from this region, because they understand the problem. So this is a problem which the government, even with their intervention, is not able to solve. So the entrepreneurs are the only hope that we have today. Therefore, entrepreneurs are going to be very, very important. That is what I feel as of today.
So when you talk about the incubation center, we can just move around as well. When you talk about the incubation center, it's basically about which are the agencies behind it that really matters, because to set up an incubation center is really tough. I'm sure the government of Sikkim has not looked into it. I'm sure they will look into it in future. But like, who are the agencies behind this, the establishment of this incubation center?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. But to be honest, what we did was I wanted to basically understand when a lot of people, especially my own students, came in and said that they want to have a startup. I am a professor in computer science. We have a lot of ideas that came in and technology that were built in, but we did not know how to commercialize them. Ideas that were being generated were all wasted at the end of the 4th year. They all go and join some companies and they do not know how to go about doing it. It's all wasted. Now, what we did was like, I was looking at ways as to how do we monetize this or convert them into products, and probably commercial products, because the ideas are really wonderful. Now, from that perspective, I started looking at avenues and opportunity, and the first thing that we did, if you remember, was entrepreneurs meet. That was the first thing that I did, because most important thing is we need to check what our standing is at the current situation or scenario that is. So from the first entrepreneur meet, I could understand that a lot of interest was already there, but they do not have a platform. That was what I understood, and I felt an incubator is the next thing that is possibly going to help them. I do not even know how to go about doing it. So I started looking at all the possible opportunities. And the next thing that happened was I got connected with the people at NITI-IO. They were quite impressed with the way things are happening already, the ideas that is already there, the kind of enthusiasm that is already there amongst the students community as well as the entrepreneurs that is already there in Sikkim. They said, like, you should go ahead with an incubator. We were looking, but to start an incubator, it's a huge cost. And it's not possible to have a privately owned incubator because the revenue generations are not going to be easy, especially for this region. We are not in Bangalore or in bigger cities where revenue generations are easy. So we definitely needed help of somebody who can actually invest into us and ensure that this is taking off. So NITI-IO came in between and in the picture, and Atal Innovation Mission helped us, and we were given a grant of 8 crore rupees for setting up this incubation center. So because the plans we have put forward is viable and sustainable as an incubator, so they felt that we should start off as quickly as possible. So that is where we began with the incubation center. And today, this incubation center is not an ordinary incubation center. Rather, this is an incubation center which is a Section 8 company. Okay. The very foundation you're talking about, AIC-SMUTBI Technology Business Incubation Foundation, is technically a Section 8 company. We ourselves are a startup, if you look at it, that belongs to the University of First. So we are a Section 8 company which will be incubating other private limited as well as LLPs, as OPCs, one-person company, to partner, limited liability partnership. These are the kind of startups that we are looking at, and their ideas that has come in, we will try to ensure that their ideas are not dead in the very early stage. And the very function of an incubation system is, if you look at it, this is in what we call the startup terminology, we call them the dead valley. The very early stage where you start off, and then initial little bit of seed fund is given, and then the chances of dying is very, very high because there is no proper guidance. They do not know where to go next. They do not know what should be the next step. That is the time when the chances of death is very, very high for any new startup. What we wanted to do at the incubation center is guide them and ensure that they survive this difficult time. The most crucial period is the first 3 months to about a year. That is what is very important for a startup. They do not know where to go to. That's the time when we want to step in and we want to stand as a platform for them, and we want to ensure that they survive this. If they survive this dead valley, it is thereon, it's about break even and growth phase thereafter. So we are not looking at how to help them become very highly profitable. That's up to them, how they have their vision and mission. That is their objective, is up to them. But ensuring that they do not die at a very early stage is what we want to ensure, that they are sustainable at the early stage. That is what we are looking at as an incubator. So
Dr. This, see, when you talk about, I'm glad that SMIT has taken this initiative, and especially you who'd come forward along with your colleagues, actually now establishing and making it real in the state of Sikkim. SMIT has done that, but what about the government of Sikkim? Is there any incubation center in the state right now?
I'm not aware of any incubation center in the state of Sikkim because for what I could understand, there are some co-working spaces that are privately owned, and a few of them that has come up, but I'm not very sure because I've not seen myself personally. So I'm not very sure if there is one. But yes, as an incubation center, as a full-fledged incubation center, as a Section 8 company, as a legal entity, yes, we probably are the only one as of now, as far as I understand.
All right, so when we talk about the incubation center particularly, it's definitely going to benefit our entrepreneurs. How are they going to enroll here, and what are the criteria that really they have to put forward so that you guys can select them and you can actually put them as an incubator here?
Okay, so we have different models of incubation that we plan to look at. Some of them being we wanted to incubate them as in the first stage, even at the early idea stage. If they come up with an idea and they have nothing except an idea, they have nothing. They don't have a registered company, nor do they have equipments or materials to work on them. From there itself, from an idea stage itself, we are ready to put them into a pre-incubation to a stage where it is ready to go for commercial products, which is what we call an MVP, what we call minimum viable product. Up to that stage, we will be able to guide them, because this space is going to have a commercial area which can house an office space for each company that comes up, as well as we also have a co-working space where an individual can come individually, and then at his own free time he can come and work 24/7 you'll be available. You can just walk in and then ensure that he just sits and work in a space. We're going to give that space as well. At the same time, we are also going to introduce a maker space, which you call a rapid prototyping space, wherein you have an idea, you just walk into that and into the lab and then just start fabricating it. Okay, at no cost at all. You just come in with your idea and then start dirtying your hands. Just start working on it. If it is successful, then let's see if that can be commercialized. That's the next step. But ensure that the product you thought of as an idea is converted into a product. The first product that comes out. That is very important. So you do not have to go to any other place, but come to this place, do everything here. You have an idea, come to this place, and let's see what is the next step. Even that we're going to guide you. That is what the incubation center is going to do. So we're going to have 2-3 labs that includes fabrication lab, maker space, and some of the specific areas where we have some expertise. Though we are sector agnostic, there are 2-3 specialized labs. For instance, we're going to come up with a biotechnology lab as well as an AI, IoT, and robotics lab as well. So those who are interested in those specific domains, for them also we will cater. At the same time, there are places where you can have a common areas where you can work for any type of verticals, any type of domains can come and work as well. So the intention here is like anybody and everybody walking in here, it's an open space for everybody here. Any young aspiring entrepreneur should just walk in here, see the place. If they feel like, sit down and start working. Nobody's going to question you. It's a public space for you. So from that perspective, and the moment you have an idea and you feel that this is commercially viable, we convert them into a product. Once it is available as a product, we'll ensure that this is commercialized. We earn money out of this. Monetization is again the next step, which we will also help in that case again.
र सिम्पल भाषामा हाम्रो जति पनि सिक्किम क्रोनिकल भ्युअर्स हुनुहुन्छ उहाँलाई भन्न चाहन्छु कि लाइक इफ यु आर अ यङ अन्टरप्रेन्योर, इफ यु हेभ एन आइडिया एन्ड इफ यु रियली वान एक्चुअली मेक इट भायबल एन्ड स्केल अप, सो आई गेस दिस इन्क्युबेसन सेन्टर विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यु. सो डक्टर तेजसँग चाहिँ कन्ट्याक्टमा बस्नुहोस्. विल जस्ट पुट अप द इमेल आइडी अर द वेबसाइट लिङ्क इन आवर पोस्ट अबाभ लेटर. बट लाइक डक्टर तेज, लाइक लेट्स गेट अन विथ एन्ड लेट्स सो आवर भ्युअर्स लाइक हाउ डज द इन्क्युबेसन सेन्टर रियली लुक्स लाइक. एन्ड आई वान्ट यु टु कम टु माई लेफ्ट ह्यान्ड साइड सो द्याट इट बिकम्स इजी फर अस टु सो आवर भ्युअर्स. दिस इज वाट इट रियली looks like.
Actually have just started off with the thing. I'm still waiting for some of the things to just get ready. I should be having it in the next 1 week's time. I'm going to pull this up and it's going to be ready by another week's time. So because by first week of July, this place is going to be functional. So as of now, you can see around, this is the co-working space that I'm going to have, where anybody can just walk in, sit here, and then do your work, whatever you want to do here. You have the entire air conditioning system here, as well as the centralized air conditioning, as well as internet, Wi-Fi, everything is there, with the backbone of 3 different networks being connected here. And if at all you want to, you find that it's difficult to work as a thing, and you wanted an office space for yourself, you can just come and have a look here. So this is one of the model, this thing which you can have. At least a 3-seater office space can be taken up. On a very minimal monthly rental, you can occupy this space, put up your name of your company as a sticker. We will ensure that your mails and other things get delivered into your office. Your office can be registered here itself. So you can take this up for as long as you want. Right? This is one way of model. The other way is you can take up only a single-seater space as well. Again, coming to the other fabrication lab, which is going to be ready by Monday. All the equipments have arrived. We just are waiting for things set up. This is again a maker space area where we're going to do rapid prototyping. Here you will find your 3D printers, CNC router machine, then acrylic cutters, to everything that you would find necessary to a PCB board printer, everything will be available here. So you could make use of this space as well.
Before going to the other section of this incubation center, I just want our viewers to know, like, apart from having a walking space, you have a free internet connectivity here that you spoke about, and talk about the other aspects, what our entrepreneurs can benefit in a very minimum amount, and plus the facility or the area where they can see them growing gradually.
Okay. Another thing is like for instance, I should quote you as an example. You are paying a huge amount of money. Sikkim Chronicle is paying a huge amount of money for hosting your web pages, you're launching your all other activities that you do on the internet. So we can cut that into 0 cost, in a sense. Like, we have a partnership program with Amazon Web Services. We already have an MOU with them. They will give us the entire cloud credit for about 5,000 USD, lasting for about 4 years. So whatever you're spending money on your internet activities for hosting, then emails, whatever you are doing online, that'll all come for free to you. So if you work here, your entire cost on that, which you spend almost about 60 to 70,000 a year, that'll become 0 for you. You can translate it into something else for your thing. So this is one of the service that we have. Then for accounting packages, we have tied up with Intuit Circles. So we have consultants who will guide you as to from filing a GST, how to register a GST. So we have partner services who will guide you at every step. All you need to do is they will just be asking you for the documents, they'll do everything for you, and then they'll hand back to you. Sitting here, you will be concentrating only on your work. The other activities that you might have to do when you stay outside and do by yourself, that things will all be taken care by the partners that we already have. The more difficulties as you come in and we will try to resolve them even more.
Absolutely, there comes the point where that becomes very practical and action oriented, because like he said, like we are a startup as a Sikkim Chronicle, we are definitely taking a space right here and we are taking benefits to scale up our venture as well. So jati pani entrepreneurs le hernu huँदैछ, this is a place actually you should come in and get in touch and find out what are the possibilities for your venture to look into, and that can really help in the growth and the scalability of your venture. So we'll go to the other side and find out what is it all about there. So अहिले हामी आइपुगेका छौँ the next side of the incubation center. It is like really huge. So Dr. Tej, where are we right now?
So we are actually in a space we have earmarked for the lounge workshop area. In this area, we will basically be filling the space for a lounge during other times, and whenever there is any activities or workshop, we'll be able to hold activities here. Like for instance, we have some demo sessions or some workshop that we do. I can hold about 30 to 40 people at one time in this area. And just behind you, you can see these are the administrative area where all the officers of the incubation administration officer staffs will be are seated.
What is the total area in fact?
The total area that we have as of now, the other side is still under construction. So total area we have will be around close to about 16,000 square feet. The area that you're seeing right now is about 8,000 plus square feet. So we have another area coming up, so which will totally cover to about 16,000 square feet.
That's a huge area, because like it's really tough for any government agency to actually procure that area. So SMIT has it, and you have been using it like for the benefit of the entrepreneurs. So what are the areas that we're going to look into right now?
So I can also tell you that we have another boardroom which we can use, which can be used by the entrepreneurs themselves. This is another area which the entrepreneur can use. All you need to do is, in case you have any business clients, if you have any of your probable clients whom you want to interact, whom you want to call them for a meeting, you don't really have to go scouting for places where do you have the meeting. So what you do is you come here and then have your meeting. All you need to do is book your room when you have to do it. When you have your meeting, book the rooms here, and you can make use of this. And if you see the display unit that you are able to see there is under the CSR of Cisco. So Cisco has given us the entire video conferencing setup here. If your clients are located in Bangalore or Delhi or any other place across the globe, we will be able to connect to them. All you need to do is give us the time and say that this is the time we're going to book it, and then after that it's yours. The space is yours, and so you don't really have to go looking for a place to connect. So this is capable of housing around 40 people at the same time. So I think this is pretty good enough for any meeting with the clients, for our entrepreneurs in case they have any.
Absolutely. Actually, there are so many things to look into, but I'm dead sure that we're not gonna sum up everything in this particular video. But Dr. This, like, see, entrepreneurs can come in, get in touch with you, they can apply, you'll have a panel to actually select which entrepreneurs can actually incubate here and all. Once the entrepreneur or the venture gets incubated here, turns into an incubator, for how long that incubator can stay here for the gestation period of how many years?
Okay. See, technically speaking, we have taken the maximum duration of gestation period of 3 years, which means they could actually stay for a maximum of 3 years. But looking at the size and the area that we have, the second constraint will be an employee size of 20, because once you have more than 20 employees, probably I don't have space for them to keep them. So every company, if they start employing more than 20, then probably I'm going to have difficulty with the space despite the large area that I have. So they should move out the moment it is 20 or 3 years, whichever is earlier, or 20 crore rupees of revenue. That is again another criteria of the startup requirement. So you no longer become a startup if your your revenue becomes 20 crores. So if you're not a startup, you're a businessman, so you probably have to start moving out from this space. So these are the 3 criteria that we have as on date. But in case our space improves, and if we have better space, and if we have a provision to expand in any other location, probably we will change that according to the time as and when it comes. But as of now, that is a scenario. And for the application part, as you rightly mentioned, you can go to smutbi.com. I'll just repeat it again, smutbi.com, and in that there is a section called apply. In that you will be able to figure out as to what are the conditions, criteria, eligibility, etc., and then you can apply online. That is what from there we will start the selection process.
Okay. Before we end up this conversation, or the actually highlighting the incubation, this first ever incubation center in Sikkim, Doctor, there's one question that arises. Like, see, one criteria is that the entrepreneur has to have a company registered, right? But there's a limit. There are certain flaws, the loopholes where the entrepreneurs are still working on, struggling on. But for that, you said like if they come here, we'll give them 3 months of time to actually incorporate, and then you shall help. Kindly highlight about that as well.
In case you have an idea and you do not have any registered legal entity against your name, what we can do is we can also help you in registering. You have to register yourself in the first 3 months as soon as you come here. That's very important for us, because we should know that you are a startup. We are dealing with startups, and we want to ensure that the startups do well. And I just want to again point it out again. I'm sure many of you have read and heard about it. The government of India is trying to create 100 unicorns by 2025. That's a plan. And as on date, India has about 8 unicorns, and in the next 5 to 6 years, generating another 90 unicorn is something that government is actually looking at. And my intention is to bring one from Sikkim. That is what we should have, one from Sikkim as well, because our people are capable. Our younger generations are capable. They have got very good ideas. But having said that, they require a lot of early stage, like I told you earlier, we require a lot of early stage advisors as well as mentoring. So that is where the incubator will come into picture, and we wanted to really help them and ensure that wherever they are likely to fail, we will guide them in the process. And the first 3 months especially is very crucial, and that is the reason why we wanted them to concentrate on their work instead of spending time on the legal aspects of registering, filing, running after the government department. Leave that to us. We'll take care of that while you continue on your work, and we'll take care of your headache. We'll ensure that everything works smoothly for you while you leave your trouble to us. We will take care of your trouble and your problem. That is what we intend to do. We'll help you in registering the firm in whatever ways you want.
That is absolutely. That is like quite an appealing statement, because our entrepreneurs definitely want to put all the headaches on you for all the legalities and all. So, Sikkim Chronicle viewers, once again, your incubation center स्थित छ सिक्किम मणिपाल इन्स्टिट्युट अफ टेक्नोलोजी माझीटार इस सिक्किममा र तपाईहरु यहाँ आउन सक्नुहुन्छ, and you can find about all the details in their website, which Dr. Tej already said, and we'll be also putting up the link of the website above this post. We want that the young entrepreneurs of Sikkim to kindly come and explore and understand the facilities which is available here, and only not with the physical facilities, but also about the mentorship and the partnership which they are going to provide you in the due course of time. So thank you, Dr. Tej, for highlighting us about the incubation center. Anything you want to say to the young entrepreneurs?
All I would like to tell you is, if at all you would like to try for something new, and if you would like to dream, please ensure that it is executed. Please do not make it a dream, but ensure that it works. So that's all I would like to tell you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Tej. All right, so with Nitesh R. Pradhan from this AIC-SMU Technology and Business Incubation Foundation, अथवा Incubation Center from SMIT, with Chingtham for Sikkim Chronicle.